Welcome back, everybody, to Den Excelsior episode 239. Talking about a new show this week. Flipping over to DC, talking about Lanterns, season 1, episode 1. I'm your host, Ricky. With me, as always, we got Dennis.
What's going on?
It's hot as shit. Sorry, it's unrelated to anything that we do.
California's a little toasty right now. That's true. It's true. It's been a pretty newsworthy week, so we can try to keep the conversation light if you like.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a lot to get through.
DC
right?
stuff. There's a lot of Marvel shit that happened at AD23.
Yes. Yeah. So for anybody who's excited about it or it didn't know, we're going to be talking about DC's Lanterns today, season 1, episode 1. I know, but I'm just creating the soundbite here. But before we do that, we will be chatting about all of the things that we nerded out on this week. I'm going to start just because I remember it right off the top of my head. Reacher season 4 came out. Oh my god, I love that show so much.
Is that guy gonna be Batman?
That would be really cool.
Is he too old?
It depends on how old they want him to be.
Okay.
He's a little old for the Superman they have.
Alan Richardson.
Yeah. I love Alan Richardson. He's a
large man.
That's what we call the show actually in this house. We call it the large man show because he gets away with everything he does by virtue of being a large white man.
Yeah, that's more privilege.
That's all the privilege. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. He kills numerous people every season. Never does any jail time really, or any strike on his record. At least he might spend the night in jail or something. And he always bangs the hottest person on the show every season.
That tracks.
That's what he does.
That's privilege.
It's the most privilege. It's with all that said, it is a fantastic show. I love it. I love watching. I just love watching that show. It's a joy to experience. I heard he has a new show or a new movie, Motor City something. It's supposed to be pretty good as well, but I haven't checked it out. What about you? Anything you've been nerding out on you want to talk about?
We're chipping away at Invincible. Okay. Finally, when I get my free time. Okay. We're in hell right now.
That is the lowest rated episode of the entire show. It's one of my favorite episodes. I do not vibe with the rest of the world, apparently. I love that episode.
You're pro hell.
I'm pro their description of hell. I think it's pretty cool.
You can say you're pro hell.
Yeah, okay, I'm pro hell. That's fine. Since that's what you want. Since you can get your sound bites, but I can't get mine. There you go. I'm pro hell. Yeah. It's a cool place to be. Except it's not. Yeah. It's hot.
It's hot. Yeah, speaking of hot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've not much else on the watching of things. I just started playing Cyberpunk a little bit because I bought it by accident. I had it in my cart. I didn't know you could do that.
I've done that before. You mean in Steam or on PSN?
On PSN.
Yeah, I totally bought Elden Ring one time on accident, and I was like, I do not play Souls games. There's a really easy refund policy. You just open up the app and you can get it refunded immediately.
Oh, but you can't play it, right? I definitely opened it.
If you play it, yeah, you're screwed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're probably screwed.
I picked my penis. That's as far as I got.
Okay. I think actually you have 14 days. It might be.
Oh, it's definitely past then.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying picking your genitals in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
That's as far as you've gotten. I highly recommend you get through the first act. It takes a while, I will say that, but it is an experience. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun.
Multiple people have. I'm not bummed about buying it. I'm like, oh, I own
Yeah.
this now.
You
I
can
have a
watch.
hard time with RPGs.
It's a very open world experience kind of thing, like. But
Yeah.
if you want the story to play out, all you do is go to the waypoints. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you want to go to the waypoints, you can go find other mischief to get into. You can basically Grand Theft Auto that game if you want. You can just go around doing dumb shit all you want. You might have to deal with cops, and the cops in Cyberpunk are incredibly aggressive compared to the ones in. I mean, they're enhanced. They're enhanced individuals. You know what I mean? So like, be careful. But I highly recommend you at least watch the first episode of the animated show, because it's an accurate representation of the experience you will be going through.
Okay.
So if it gets you in the mood to keep playing, awesome. If it doesn't, cool. You only invested like 25 minutes. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah, I would say the animation style obviously differs, but the experience is pretty on par.
Did you buy your Dune tickets? Those went on sale today. Yeah.
Oh, no, I did not. Should I do that?
I don't know. Depends on how you're celebrating your Dunes Day.
My Dunes Day. I just haven't pre-ordered tickets like that in a long time.
It's a thing you have to do now. Like I don't like that.
I mean, it's a thing you have to do now.
If I have to do it, well, I don't know. It wasn't.
I bought my Spider-Man tickets like the week of Comic-Con.
I don't think I could have saw Spider, even though I was doing other things. I don't think I could have watched it at a reasonable hour. Granted, you have the luxury of having the daytime available.
Yeah, that's true. But I still, not if I go with my wife. I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't think there's that many handicapped people in my neighborhood.
Yeah, that is true.
So I don't really have a lot of problem getting those seats.
Just you wait.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'll check on the app and see how Dune 2 is doing, and then I'll consider Dune 3. Sorry, Dune 3. Dune 3.
No, yeah, it's not Messiah, right? It's just Dune 3.
I think it's just called Dune 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll check it out. I will not be buying tickets for Doomsday though. I will wait.
I mean, we'll lead into the news, but other than that, I watched the Disney Plus Disney live streams of D23.
Okay.
And I will say those Honda Center things they put on are quite entertaining because I mean they're more on brand. They have the spectacle. Like they brought out Gloria Gaynor. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
It's also kind of random.
I mean, she's really old. I feel really bad.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's more of the experience of like, let's parade people out here. You know what I mean? Like, I think they kind of learned it from the Marvel Hall H experience.
Oh yeah, but it's like when the mouse calls you.
Yeah,
you got. I mean, they brought out Ryan Gosling in the Mickey Mouse Club jacket.
Oh, nice.
They're putting you to work there.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. I also, by the way, I did finish season 9 of Rick and Morty. It's trucking along. It like I definitely feel like they kind of. What's up?
Aren't they doing a movie?
I think they are. You think you told me they're doing a movie. The show is still entertaining, but I do feel like they kind of like back in the day, the season finale used to really like hit hard. It used to be like, hey, I know we kind of like didn't do heavy story for like half the season, but here you go. But at some point, like when they realized this show was just going to go forever on Adult Swim, they kind of like let off the gas on even doing that. So I wouldn't say that this season finale did a lot to like push whatever the larger narrative is, but it was a good Morty episode.
Are you up on like the Rick and Morty lore? I guess. I mean, because it is like, it's not like a Family Guy per se, where like stuff is just kind of one off.
Oh yeah, no, everything references everything. Yeah, like, there's a lot of references to things that have happened in the past in the season finale, and it's pretty funny. But it's all relative to Morty. So like basically, Morty and Rick and Morty go to a I guess whenever a Rick and Morty die, there's a liquidation sale where all the Rick and Morty show up to like raid the garage because because Rick's got a lot of cool shit. No matter what what universe you go to, Rick's got cool shit. So there's all these Ricks and Morty start showing up through portals all of a sudden, and Morty runs into this other Morty who's talking about like he's not there for the stuff, he's there to check out the funeral. Like he loves funeral hopping to different Morty funerals, right? And he's like explaining that it's like a cool place to like go see people say super nice things about you. He was saying it's not as fun when the whole family ends up dying, you know what I mean? But like when it's just Rick and Morty that die, it's pretty fun. And so he's like, but how do you do it? And he's like, with this, and he pulls out it's called Portal Gun Junior. It's got little stickers on it and shit that makes it look like a kid's version. But they look in the closet of the one they're hanging out in, and sure enough, there's one there. So Morty basically gets his own portal gun, and he starts doing that. He starts going to different universes, and like along the way, sometimes he has to like explain things, or he mentions like that, like he tells Rick he's going to do this, and he's like, but what's wrong with this family? Like, and he's like, they're not even my real family. And it's a callback to like what, season 1, I think, or season season like 1 or 2? Remember when they got all Cronenberg?
Yeah.
Like, and they had to abandon that family and just go move into another one, right? And then that family those Rick and Mortys were dead, and so they buried them and just took over their lives. Yeah, there's a lot of references and callbacks to other stuff, but you don't get to understand, like, it's kind of like Marvel Phase 5. Like, I'm not sure where it's going.
Well, that's part of the news, but
yeah. But I'm still having fun. How about that? You know what I mean? Like, that's so I recommend it if you like the laughs. President Curtis also is funny, but I have no idea where that show's going. No idea. Oh, I also finished My Adventures with Superman. That one, I did see where it's going. Spoilers, that one ends with Lois proposing to Clark. And I thought that was really sweet.
Did the Green Lantern become a Green Lantern yet?
No Green Lantern showed up on that show.
I thought she's in that show. I thought she's in that season.
Nope.
Oh? Mm-mm. Okay.
But it was very sweet to see Lois propose.
Jessica Cruz, right? That's what
you told me.
Oh, I could have swore she's supposed to be in that. She's supposed to be in that season.
I guessed Jessica Cruz, and you said yes.
Okay.
But no, she's not in that season at all. It was it was like a rewrite of like what the Death of Superman story was, but their own take on it. It was pretty fun though. But there you go. There's all the nerdy stuff I watched. I also binged 2 seasons of Temptation Island while I played Fortnite all weekend long. I can't recommend that in the same way, but it was something to put on the background.
I don't like any of those shows.
Yeah, that one I didn't like as much as Too Hot to Handle, but maybe because I did it without my wife that time, and that felt weird. It felt a little weird. But anyways, do you want to do the news?
We can. Alrighty, like we have mentioned, Disney D23 Expo, the not biannual, right? What's the other word for it?
Semi-annual? I think it's either biannual or
it is biannual, right? Biannual. Every 2 years, Disney holds a convention in Anaheim. where they talk about all the new things happening with the company. That includes the IPs, the movies, as well as the parks. And Marvel being one of those IPs that they own means they get quite a bit of news coming out of there. So where should we start?
You tell me, sir.
Should we just get the big one out of the way? At the Marvel Entertainment panel on Saturday, the cast of the upcoming X-Men movie was announced.
Spider-Man spoilers ahead.
Spider-Man spoilers ahead. So the panel briefly opened with Sadie Sink coming out to talk about Spider-Man, and then that led. Good.
Oh, and how she's playing Jean Grey again.
Yeah, she's playing Jean Grey. And then that led or prompted Kevin Feige to bring out some of the other mutants that are going to be joining her in that movie. So up as Cyclops, it is Kit Connor. Samara Weaving is Emma Frost. Indy Neverett is going to be Rogue. Maya Boyd is Storm. Adam Driver is Nathaniel Milbury, aka Mr. Sinister.
Did he say Milbury? I thought he said Miller, but either way,
Milbury,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're all aliases. We all know it's really Nathaniel Essex is his real name. Yeah.
And finally, rounding out the current cast is Christopher Abbott as Charles Xavier.
Mm-hmm. I will say, Adam Driver, I know they've been trying to bag him for years to do something with them. They've always wanted him. And they finally got him. And I will say, he freaking looks like Mr. Sinister. The problem, and I'm not trying to be a naysayer, the one trick I'm seeing is, have you seen Mr. Sinister? You have. You know what he looks like.
He's pretty white.
He is pretty flamboyant, too. That is
sassy.
He is all kinds of sassy. And
I'm like,
I'm trying to picture Adam Driver being that kind of sassy, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he is an amazing actor.
I can
he's
see
gonna he's gonna have to pull off some ridiculous costumes though.
He was a little sassy in A Marriage Story. A little whiny.
Yeah, I'm not looking for whiny. I'm looking for gay. Just really hey man, X-Men is beloved by the gay community because there are a lot of flamboyant characters.
Going all the sound clips today.
Yeah. I just want to see that he can represent in the way that a Mr. Sinister really, really does people proud.
I think it's interesting that a lot of these people have very strong theater backgrounds.
Yeah, like Mr. Sinister.
Like Mr. Sinister. Like Maya Boyd has like 0.
I know, isn't that crazy? And she's Storm, right? Like that's crazy.
Storm. Shout out for a more darker complexion Storm actress finally.
Yeah, but I am happy that they're doing it because it gives me the invigoration that I had when they cast a lot of unknowns for the Avengers back in the day, right?
Yeah, it's a weird pendulum, right? Because they until even past the Avengers, that's the kind of the whole
the Guardians too, yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Except for Zoe Saldana was not an unknown for sure.
Yeah, you get a cast of unknowns anchored by one legacy actor, we'll say. So like Iron Man, you had Jeff Bridges. Thor, you had Anthony Hopkins.
Well, no. Iron Man, you had Robert Downey Jr. and Jeff Bridges. Okay. Robert Downey Jr. was a huge name. Just his value had decreased in.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the chips were more in Jeff Bridges' favor.
I just want to say, do not call Robert Downey an unknown. He was.
I didn't say
quite known. Oh, okay. Well,
I said the money on that first movie went to Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard was the other one who was
and Jeff Bridges. They got paid on that movie.
Sure, for sure.
But that's how they operated, right? You got 1, maybe 2, and then kind of shifted. Obviously, as Avengers got more popular.
Well, John Favreau wasn't an unknown too. He was quite successful as a filmmaker before being in that movie.
Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is they did go away from that strategy as time went on.
Well, Captain America, it was just Tommy Lee Jones, right? Like that was it.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, like
Stanley Tucci, kind of whatever, like for like a minute, right? And then Hugo Weaving was like
as you get in and out of like
guy, right?
phase 2, it starts to go away, and you get heavier and heavier hitters.
Yeah, well, because they themselves became stars.
Yeah, no, it's cyclical. So it's neat that we're kind of getting it
all over
back around. Yeah. That was the point I was trying to make.
And I do agree, Clark. I think because we have Clark chiming in, most of the time Marvel casting has been a hit. I really can't say
they nailed the Jonathan Majors Kang.
Hey, look, take, say what you will, he's a damn good actor. He is.
Have you seen his new movie?
No, of course not, because I've heard it's crap.
Oh God,
I'm not gonna watch anything he made by the Daily Wire. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's the situation he's in now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But that's not a product of the acting quality that he can deliver. You know that. Like, you watched Lovecraft Country, right?
I've seen. I didn't watch the whole thing.
But you've seen him in.
I know he's Jonathan Major.
You know it's okay. Like it's not a hot take to say Jonathan Majors is a fantastic actor.
Is he a better actor than Kevin Spacey?
Yes, because I can't watch things with Kevin Spacey in it. Okay, like I'm not saying no to ever watching Jonathan Majors again. We just got to let that one cool off for a while. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we got to let that one chill. Like, I need to see. The difference is Kevin Spacey chooses to not show remorse ever. Do you know what I mean? At least Mel Gibson tries on the surface to show remorse. I still don't buy it from him, but it's fine. But, time will tell.
That man can direct.
But I liked the Kangs that we got. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say he's a bad casting decision.
All right.
He's just
that was one part of the news from the entertainment panel. The other parts, we got a new Doomsday trailer. I don't know if you saw it. It was a trailer they showed at Comic-Con.
That did nothing for me. Also,
all right. That did nothing for you.
Does it do something? Does it do something for you?
I think it does a little more. It did something more.
It shows you that the Fantastic Four no Doom. Woo! That doesn't they still don't show you what the hell's going on in that movie. That's the annoying part.
Kelsey Grammer, just fighting with Cyclops.
Okay, it's cool.
Vision Quest trailer.
That trailer was fantastic.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, obviously, after WandaVision and Agatha, you're not going to get a clip of me saying that show's going to be bad. Like, Paul Bettany and James Spader
are historically awesome. Did not want to watch Agatha.
Oh, I know. I ate that crow, but you're not going to get me hating on Vision Quest. That looks awesome. Looks great. I'm excited. Let's keep it going.
Later this year.
The only thing they could do to make that even better is also show me the trailer for Armor Wars.
No, that's not coming out.
That sucks, man. Why have we completely abandoned Rhodey? Rhodey is an important character in the Avengers. It sucks, dude.
Don Cheadle got expensive.
That's why?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, you're just speculating. Cool.
We also got a date for the Ghost Rider movie. It's going to come out on the 28th of July in 2028. So this is 2028 will be a 3 Marvel movie year. You got
Spider-Man 5. I'm just guessing.
No, you got X-Men for May, Ghost Rider for July, and Black Panther in December.
Okay. And Spider-Man 7.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a Spider-Man movie that year. Maybe not
actually,
a Tom Holland one, but probably will be.
that dude gets back ends now. He's supposed to get like 200 million for that movie.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. Also, they gave an update on the 2 rides that are coming to Avengers Campus in Disney's California Adventure. The rides are going to be open in 2028, just in time for the Olympics. But the kind of nuggets that they added for both of the rides actually is Robert Downey Jr. is going to be he's going to be playing Tony Stark in both those rides.
And dude,
maybe
they could just get him to do both characters, and that's
they
it.
could.
Yeah,
I think it's neat that he's coming back around. We're getting new, quote unquote, new Iron Man content for these rides.
Yeah, that's cool.
They also get Jeremy Renner back, which is also kind of a
whoa. That's shocking.
That dude has a weird turn.
I know. See, but for the record, Jonathan Majors is a better actor than Jeremy Renner.
I don't know. I like the Hurt Locker a lot.
You like the Hurt Locker, but not because of Jeremy Renner.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah. And that's one movie.
Last but not least, speaking of watching it again, the recommended viewing for Avengers Doomsday came out.
I know. It's so ridiculous.
And it's insane. It is like, I think like 17 movies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I saw there was like a thing on TikTok where it's like Miss Minutes tells you the proper order to watch the entire MCU, and Miss Minutes goes on forever.
Well, let me read down the list.
Yeah.
It's X-Men 1, X-Men 2, Deadpool, Wolverine, Multiverse of Madness, Captain America: Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Loki, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Loki, what? Season 1 and 2? Season 1 and 2 of Loki?
Yes. First Avengers, The Avengers, and Infinity. Like, it's insane. But it's also...
So my question is, if it's Loki season 1 and 2, are we going to address the elephant in the room? Is Kang going to be addressed?
I think they will. I think they will address the Kang.
Have you seen the AI video where like Dr. Doom shows up to the Kang Council and just obliterates them all? It's pretty cool.
No, I don't want to be part of that.
I didn't make it.
Like,
I just thought.
The Marvels isn't on here?
Oh, of course not.
Isn't her whole thing is she got stuck with Beast?
Dude. They just don't want you to, they don't want to force you to watch that movie. That movie's kind of rough.
It's a long ass list.
Are you going to do it? Are you going to watch the list in order before the movie?
No, I'm going to watch Eternals, which is a great movie.
I would take Eternals over most of that. I love Eternals, man. I hate.
We weren't ready for Eternals.
You guys weren't. I was ready for it. I love that movie. It's fine. I'm not gonna rewatch X-Men 1 again because like whatever, but I'll watch X-Men 2 any day of the week. That movie's great. Yeah. I never get tired of that movie.
Make a playlist of our. I mean, we have talked about every one of those movies. So,
we have talked about every single one of those things. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll put a playlist of.
Yeah, you could make that playlist.
Pre-Doomsday show of us talking about all the shit that we got to watch.
It's shorter, kind of, than watching them all, except for maybe the Lokis. I don't know that the Lokis.
Yeah, Lokis kind of get long. The first season, Lokis get crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Enough news. Is it time?
Wait, I got random toy news before you go. Did you see Big Bad Toy Store officially kickstarted their NPCs line?
There's too many. Is it just the 2 or is it the 8 or whatever they showed?
No, it's 3 characters, I think.
Yeah, but then there's like a deluxe, and then there's like
No.
packs.
The deluxe is the base ones, or the ones that you start with, and then the base ones are cheaper and come with less stuff. But those get unlocked as the Kickstarter is like almost completely funded. Like I mean, it's already fully funded, but all the milestones are already like super unlocked as of right now. There's only 3 unlocks left to go. It's pretty crazy.
I think the SWAT ones are silly. The cheerleader ones, the news ones. The news ones are the more interesting ones.
4 characters, yeah.
But
I like the mob boss too.
I think the mob boss is probably the best one.
He's got a lot of character to him. I think that I would agree with you. The mob boss is the best one. But I like the idea of the cheerleaders. Like, it's cool. Like, you could head swap those. You know what I mean? Put other characters on there.
You fucking nerds are gonna buy 6 of them to make a team.
I didn't even know is that a team? Like, I don't
know. You have to buy a cheer squad.
You don't have to buy a cheer squad.
Oh, if you don't want them like doing poses and shit, then
you get like, because they have like 3 different ones in the like.
Yeah, you got to form the pyramid.
Well, you can get a pyramid with just 3 of them, right? Can't you?
A shitty one.
Shitty one. I'm not gonna get a whole 6 of them, but I like the idea of 3, and then you can have them walking around in the mall, like whatever. Yeah, like the SWAT commanders, I think they're okay, but good luck being better than GI Joe. You know what I mean? Like, you can get similar things from GI Joe. So I'm down to get like 2 of them, because like I do like them to fill in the background. But that's the whole point of these guys, right? Is they're background fillers.
Yeah.
I think
they showed these last year, right? These were at Comic-Con.
These are at this Comic-Con.
They had something at last Toy Fair. I've seen these before.
They might have been a Toy Fair, but they were not at Comic-Con last year for sure.
Yeah, good for them though. Kudos to them for making toys and filling a niche that you freaks. Who made the ninjas?
Articulated Icons, and the only other thing they ever made that I know of is the skeletons, and those didn't even really do that well. They're really nice skeletons though, by the way.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of other people that make skeletons also.
I mean, your ninjas are nice.
I like the ninjas, but they are very stiff. They're very scary to play with sometimes. But they are nice. But they are a tad bit short. I'm not going to make any comments about that, but like.
All right. Well, enough toy news. Let's get into some ring news.
I believe that by episode 300, you will know which buttons to press. You just need the first 300.
I have like a deck to like make a hotkey, but I just don't
care.
I should just do it.
It's so funny. It's so funny. It's part of the charm of the show. It's part of the charm.
Lanterns, season 1, episode 1.
Created by Tom King,
David Lindelof,
and Chris Mundy.
Oh, like actual Green Lantern.
No. The show. The creators of the show are Tom King, Damon Lindelof, and Chris Mundy. Those are the 3. And that is a crazy group of people. Just to be clear.
Were they all part of Watchmen, or was it?
No. Damon Lindelof did Lost, Leftovers, and Watchmen.
Okay.
Chris Mundy was one of the co-creators of True Detective.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom King is like the big shit in DC Comics right now.
Yeah, he has a Supergirl run.
He wrote
Woman
the
of Tomorrow.
Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow story. Yeah. He writes a lot of stuff in DC right now. He's like the big hot item over there.
He's their Hickman.
Kinda, yeah. So
well,
that's a high pedigree to put into a show.
when HBO puts your show, whatever it is, in the
on the 9 o'clock Sunday night time
9 o'clock Sunday slot, that is the big leagues. They're
I
not
mean,
fucking around.
Peacemaker was there too, right?
Yeah, no, Peacemaker was there. Last of Us was there.
Yeah.
Watchmen was there, but it's not everything goes there.
Yeah, I mean, House of the Dragons, by the
Yeah.
way, was that finale was like last week? Was that last week? Dude, that show was crazy. That show was bananas. So to follow that a week later with Lanterns, they've got confidence. They've got confidence in the show, and I would say rightfully so. Right? Would you agree? Like it's like I think that episode hit it out of the park, dude.
That was a great, probably one of the best pilots I've seen in a long time.
For
sure, it does a lot of showing, not telling, and it like I
also like that it's called Pilot.
Yeah.
The episode is called Pilot because Hal Jordan is literally a pilot.
It gives you nice like layered textures on what is like a crazy ass world and comic.
Yeah.
And we never really get to see the space stuff. We never really got to see the space stuff in live action, like
except for Supergirl. I mean, we saw a ton of space stuff in there, but I think the problem is it wasn't tied to anything that we care about.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That I think that's the big problem with Supergirl, right? Is like they weren't showing us anything that
it wasn't relevant space stuff.
It wasn't callbacks to cool things that we're waiting to see. Like it was just a lot of
Guardians where they go to nowhere, they go to the Collector.
Yeah, they meet exactly. They chose to like do like legally distinct DC space universe where it's like we're not going to show you anything of significance except Lobo. Mm-hmm. But we're not even going to show you why Lobo is significant. We're just going to be like he's there.
And the crazy thing is there's no space stuff so far in this show, but the amount of world building
but there's
will be space stuff. No, but the amount of world building that you get with just the dialogue and the reason for certain things, it's like you already know there's just crazy shit out there.
Yeah.
And you get to see how it relates to the world, and oh my god, like I don't even know where to begin with this show.
I'll begin with I remember when they announced this show like a year ago or something, maybe a year and a half ago.
No, this show's been announced
2 years ago, right?
This was a movie.
Oh, it was a movie?
Yes, I remember being in like a Hall H in like 2015, and they announced. 2015. Yeah, they announced a Lanterns movie. That was way back when Rick.
But when did James Gunn announce Lanterns? That was at like one of his
Lanterns predates James Gunn. Like
not this version of Lanterns.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This idea predates the Gunverse. And then obviously James Gunn comes in and they weave it into the existing story.
Okay.
But this thing's been cooking for a hot minute. I don't know where you're going.
Too long. Well, I was just going to say, I was just going to say that I think the coolest thing about this show is that like they promised, a few years ago that the vibe was going to be True Detectives, but with Green Lanterns. Mm-hmm. And I remember telling my wife that, and she's like, "Yeah, right. Like, there's no way, because like we hold True Detectives season 1 very high up on the pedestal. You know what I mean? Like it is. Mm-hmm. That is a fantastic first season of that show. So good they couldn't even bring any of those actors back. They're like, no, we got to do a whole different story next time. Because like, so what I'm saying is that was the bar they decided to set, which is very high. Mm-hmm. And last night or Sunday night when we were watching it, I watched her in awe of how awesome the show was and how the time jumping was, and like all the vibes were just True Detective, you know what I mean? And I was like, they really did the damn thing. They did the damn thing that they said they do. And like I love eating crow, but like it's even more fun to watch somebody else do it for sure. So it was really
No,
fun to see.
it really is incredible. Like how grounded they make the Green Lanterns feel, but you don't have that desire to to see the crazy shit yet, right?
Well, because I feel like, sorry, I feel like the way the show was executed, they're promising me that I will see the crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I believe them. I like they have made a contract with the audience that like, hey, if you enjoy what you're seeing right now, just wait. And that's I'm fine with that kind of storytelling. You know what I mean? Like build to something, and that's
Well,
cool.
so Jon Stewart is my Green Lantern. That's who I grew up with, right? Watching the Justice League show. I
Yeah.
really don't have a lot of reverence for Hal. But I know that's a lot of other people's Green Lantern. So
it is people's Green Lanterns, but I think that Jon Stewart won us over. Like you got to understand, my generation never gave up on cartoons, right? Like, or at least people like me who are still here with this background behind me and doing podcasts with you and talking about this stuff in perpetuity. My generation never gave up on cartoons. So as much as we grew up on Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart's significantly better because he was the one in the best cartoon representation ever. Do you know what I mean?
Well, what I'm getting at is I'm not too familiar with like a transition story because he's just always been the Green Lantern.
Well, guess what? Neither am I.
So this is new territory.
They don't go around training them. Like this is so I'm enjoying this show.
Yeah, I thought Kilowog did that.
Yes, but that's different. Kilowog trains new recruits, people who have a ring. What we're watching, as far as I know, is unprecedented. I've never seen them carry cart around a regular person that doesn't have a ring and teach them the ropes for months and months and months. No, that's like
what they imply is years.
Well, eventually it's years, right? But like when we see them paired together, it's been months, right? And then because of the True Detective style, we're jumping around through multiple decades, right? So we're doing 1986, we're doing 2016, and then we're doing 2026, right? And at each of those, we're seeing different parts of the story unfold that hopefully will weave together into a really beautiful tapestry at some point. But yeah, no, dude, like I've never read a Green Lantern comic where what's happening in this show is the norm. So like I'm down because like, I think it's the same thing. Like we have to acknowledge, as much as like I think I sent you this funny video a while ago, or maybe I didn't, but I saw somebody talking about like how it's really funny when people who are comic book nerds feel like they have some sort of special like knowledge about the way a movie is going to play out, as if like it wasn't the easiest thing to do to just go read a comic book. But like the truth is that the comic books are never ever done that faithfully, like unless like the storyteller doesn't have any creative vision to do beyond that. You know what I mean? Like
well, a good transition knows what to pick and what to keep,
You mean adaptation?
Yeah, yes. yeah. It's like a ship of Theseus, right? You gotta pull the right things out, but also keep the right things in to make it work. And that's with everything.
And so I love the new parts of this story because they keep me on my toes. But at the same time, I'm like,
I mean, it's an incredible hook, right? You get to see an aged, Green Lantern show the ropes to Jon Stewart, which is kind of our eyes as the audience. But then, we get this crazy twist where you're, spoilers, but Hal Jordan's dead or
Yeah.
presumed dead at the end of the episode. And like when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my god, like this is. I had to explain to Selena, I'm like, this is like if a cop died, like
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
a very, it's
I
not a
mean,
very like,
he's a
well,
space
he's a
cop.
space cop,
Yeah.
he's a space cop, but
Yeah.
like shit hits the fan when if a cop dies in the line of duty,
Yeah.
from all aspects. So I can only imagine the Green Lantern response for a lantern dying. Like that's a
It's the ring. The ring picks up, flies over, and finds somebody else.
yeah.
That's really what the response is.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are too. So I do like the part in the show where Hal Jordan was trying to bullshit people into saying that space is actually pretty peaceful. If it's so peaceful, why do you need space cops? And I'm like, yeah, duh. Also, huge BS because I watched Supergirl and space is not peaceful. You know what I mean? Like the whole time we were watching Supergirl, were we not like, where the hell is a Green Lantern? Because this is out of control. They're doing like sex trafficking and stuff in this movie. It was too much. So yeah, Hal Jordan is not showing all his cards for sure, but yeah, you're right. Like it's these are cops. At the end of the day, this is a cop's story, and so it is a crazy thing that episode ends with him potentially being dead. You know what I mean? I also know not to trust everything I see in a Green Lantern story because things get weird. But who knows? Who knows? But yeah, no, I like when we first started talking about this show, and they cast Kyle Chandler. You can go find the video of how excited I was because I will watch anything with this movie or with this man in it just because I love him. I love him all the time. And what he gave me is a Green Lantern, a Hal Jordan that I can believe. Like because the thing about Hal Jordan and like I always think it's funny how when people make the argument about like Batman doesn't kill, some asshole will be like, well, actually, that's how we started. Okay, yeah, cool. You know what? I'm really happy this show started by hammering home that a Green Lantern needs to be fearless because that's way cooler than his original weakness, which was the color yellow or wood. You know what I mean? Like that's dumb. Like we don't have to take all the bad things that came from the original source material. So I don't want a Green Lantern that's weak against wood or weak against the color yellow. That's just dumb.
But they even make that interesting though, of like, they you have to be without fear to be a Green Lantern. It's just like an intrinsic.
But this show is an exploration of what does that really mean?
Yeah, right? Is fear like what we're seeing with Hal Jordan, where he just has nothing to lose?
He chooses to live a lonely life, so he has nothing to lose, right?
Or is it the John Stewart route where
that's
just
crazy,
trained to like not be afraid? And that's other crazy problematic story on its own.
That was super problematic, but like I trust in Damon Lindelof that he's going to tell a story that is very compelling and it's focused around John Stewart because because you see a clip of his dad shooting an apple off of his head when he's like what 10, and then you think to yourself, holy crap, like what does that do to a person? And then when you see him later, you're surprised because he's actually a seemingly well-adjusted human being, apparently, but also he still talks to his dad.
Yeah,
he calls his dad, like he's the first person he calls when he's having problems with the training, right? And when he tells his dad what happened, his dad says, they get to have tantrums, we don't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, there's some Watchmen stuff going on here. You know what I mean? There's some.
No, they're playing. I mean, they're playing a lot of angles here, and that not to knock on the Marvel DC beef, non-beef, but like the secret sauce, I think, for DC right now, at least with this new universe, is these shows where you get some really serious character development and exploration in Peacemaker 2.
Yeah.
And just off the bat with this, I mean, you're dealing with things that like Marvel wouldn't even dare to touch,
Yeah.
Like,
Marvel's just thought Marvel like managed to do so many movies with Captain America and just never even broach the subject of race relations in those
you
movies.
got it kind of in the show a little bit, but like
I think it wasn't until like Black Panther that we actually got that responsibly addressed. And that's a long time into the MCU.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think with the fact that like both seasons of Peacemaker were wholly about that, you know what I mean? Like, or at least largely about that. And now we have this show that's also going to show the difference of what the Black experience is for a Green Lantern versus what the white experience is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's super cool. And I think it really that's what makes it grounded, right? Because we see in these fantastic characters, we see ourselves. We see a reflection of the world that we live in, and it makes sense. And it's surprising to me because for me, DC has always been way less of a reflection of our world than Marvel. Like Marvel chooses to use New York as like its HQ. You know what I mean? Like Marvel, most characters are fighting battles in New York all the time. DC's got Metropolis and Coast City and Central City and all this
extra layer removed from reality.
But maybe that extra layer allows you to focus more on character. But I will say it's funny because this show goes to a town in was it Tennessee? Was it? I can't remember.
Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska. Thank you. Sorry, Nebraska. Yeah, they go to Nebraska. So it's like, okay, we're already going to real cities in the show, which I'm saying there are real cities in DC also. It just, I'm more used to the made up ones. Like even Blue Beetle, right? Blue Beetle was in a made up city.
Oh, like the Miami analog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did think it was funny, like when he's boxing at the gym in the very beginning. I'm like, that's LA. And then he steps out and like, that's Patty's Pub. The corner where he gets picked. It's a very like famous filming location. I'm like,
I've been to that. I've been to that place.
What do you think of the presumed villain, semi-antagonist? Is it Garrett? Not Garrett. William. Billy.
Wait, are you talking about the militia guy?
Yeah, the Macon guy.
You're talking about I think it's William Macon, right?
Yeah.
Played by Garrett Dillahunt. Once I saw the trailer for the show that I was already excited about because it had Kyle Chandler. Like I gotta be honest, I don't know Aaron Pierre from anything. I've never seen Aaron Pierre. So like I just have to take everybody's word for it when they say that's a good actor, right? But when I saw the trailer and also saw Garrett Dillahunt in the show, I was like, oh my God, take my money. Like, and they're not even taking my money. It's so weird. I love Garrett Dillahunt. He's in so many things. Coincidentally, by the way, I forgot it when we were talking about what we watched this week. I also watched season 3 of Tires, and he actually shows up as like this hilariously weird character, like white supremacist like character in the last 2 episodes of this season of Tires. And I just thought it's funny that I just watched him on Friday, and then next thing you know, he shows up in this huge, new tentpole project on HBOMAX, and it's like, wow, this guy's working, man. He's working hard. I love him. What are you trying to ask about, like the rumors? Like, what do you think he's somebody that? Again, I'm just kind of letting this surprise me. I don't read a lot of Green Lantern. I
think he's definitely in on something, but I do like
his pitch, his story.
It's gonna sound weird. Like I like the take on xenophobia that he has,
because he's not wrong. Yeah.
He's looking at it from like we see that you hear that term in our world, and that usually means people not from where you live. That's like this by definition what xenophobia means, like a stranger.
Yeah.
But he takes it to like the literal sense of like I'm not racist, I'm not crazy, like I don't want other aliens.
Well, because yeah, he knows that historically, the conquered, it doesn't
Yeah,
go well for them,
yeah.
right?
And it's like a
Yeah,
weird, again, them being in Nebraska, you
he
have
knows
certain,
that because historically, his people have been the
yeah,
perpetrators of
you have
those horrible
certain
crimes. Yeah,
assumptions on people's ideologies,
yeah.
and in a way he has the same ideology, but it's just raised to the nth degree, right?
I
And
think it's more being practical, because like I love the way that he mentions like when he obviously was a younger person when he watched Hal Jordan first show up on
mhm,
the scene as well. And I love how he says you kind of buried the lead, right?
yeah,
Like you're this magical space cop that showed up to protect Earth from what? You know what I mean? Like that's the part Hal Jordan never mentions in that 60 minutes interview, right? Like he's just like, I'm a Green Lantern, like, and he's like, I'm here to protect you. And I'm like, but he, I think that Macon understands the implication of what it's a very heavy implication of what the Green Lantern is for. And it's not good. And I think, it only like they only double down on that more by like go back and watch the beginning of Superman last year, right? Like there's a ton of superheroes already in this universe, right? Like, and so these people, like the DC universe people, they exist on a totally different level than the Marvel universe, right? Because like there are gods just flying around all the
you
time.
know, and they primed it in Superman, right? That opening
That's
text is
that's
like,
what I said. Yeah, go watch the beginning of Superman. Yeah,
yeah, it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like the civilians that live on this earth that is in the DC universe experience crazy stuff. And
mhm.
Peacemaker chose to address it in hilarious ways by like making fun of all the superheroes, right? And saying like, oh yeah, Green Arrow sucks, or Aquaman totally has sex with fish and stuff like that. But like it's almost like he's actually making light of them because if you stop to think about what they are and how powerful they are, it's not good, right? Like you hope to God that they're
No,
they're on your side. So yeah, I get Macon's point of view. Yeah, like I think they made xenophobia relatable in a fun, weird way, and that's kind of that's terrifying, right? So
yeah.
that's
And I
good
mean,
writing, is what that is.
we can't wrap it up without talking about that interrogation scene, right? Because the whole episode revolves around a relatively seemingly mundane mass shooting incident.
Which
Not
is
so
such a sad, sad
it's a
thing
sad
to
thing to
sit there and
say.
say. But that's again the good writing of these
Mhm.
this team, because like that's precisely the state of the
It's
world that we
as
live in, right?
Yelena Belova says, "Small potatoes." If you're a Green Lantern, right? It's not a Green Lantern problem.
Hmm.
That's and
Or at least that's what the law enforcement
yeah,
insists
that's
on. Yeah.
that's kind of
Kelly
whatever
McDonald.
every that's what everyone but Hal kind of thinks in that moment. But Hal has a feeling, and he kind of plays it close to his chest on this feeling, but he doesn't really explain it. But when the time comes for him to interrogate this suspect, you know, you you get that slow reveal of
He knows precisely what to ask.
questioning. Yeah, it's like he well, it's like he's done it before, but like,
It's like he might have been doing it for the last 40 years of his life.
mhm.
Yeah. Or 30 at this point. 30, right? Yeah.
And it's funny because like that whole scene, it's just playing very straight, and you kind of like if you're thinking big picture, like this guy's definitely an alien, right? It's the story. I don't know if the story would work
Yeah.
if he's not, but how they get there and the logic that Hal uses to get this confession out of him is just hilarious.
Because he trips him up because like he's like, I guess, Hal understands that like aliens love to impersonate humans all the time. It's something he's super used to. He even has Jon Stewart cite it by saying, hey, how many alien species can perfectly mimic human body? And it's like 14, down to the MRI scans, blood tests, all that stuff. Like, it's already known. So, like, yeah, this is all old hat for Hal Jordan. He knows in his gut that is an alien, right? And he knows that the way these aliens pretend is by, I don't know, gathering information that is relevant from the host form.
Hyper specific information about the character they're playing.
Yeah. So they're at a football game. So obviously this guy's super knowledgeable about football. He knows everything he needs to know about Nebraska football, but like he gets asked about Harry Potter, knows nothing about that. And it's a pretty innocuous question, right? It's like, hey, what school did Harry Potter go to? And I think that's kind of part of the zeitgeist, right? Like, at this point, like, we all know the answer to that question, even if we don't like Harry Potter. So that's the first slip up, right? But then when he asks that guy who the president of the United States is, and he says Barack Obama, and he says, how do you feel about that? And he's like, he's the president of the United States. And he says, you're telling me that you live in Nebraska and you have no opinion about Barack Hussein Obama. He drops the middle name because he knows exactly what part of America he's in. And he knows how triggering that middle name is. And the fact that guy has no like emotion on his face, that was it. That was all he needed. And I just thought that was so beautiful, because it's like, yeah, you might be able to know fun facts, but if you don't know how a person,
well, you said that, like, you don't, aliens get the facts down, but they don't know what everyone knows, right? Yeah. And that's just something that they can't tap into as part of this disguise. And sure enough, it gets revealed that this guy was in fact an alien.
And he's here on a mission of vengeance, but we don't know what that means. And because he blows himself up before we ever get to know what that means. Neutron bomb that is somehow inside of him, triggerable by just a thought. But good thing, Hal Jordan was there to save the day. Not the wall of the police precinct, of course, but yeah, that's where that part of the story ends. And then the last, tag in the episode is we jump forward 10 more years, and it's back there in Rushville, Nebraska again. But this time, Hal is sitting in those same bleachers that he was sitting in 10 years ago. And he seems to be dead. And John checks his hand, and there's no ring.
And what's interesting about the question is, where's the ring? Where does Guy Gardner fit?
Yeah, that's the other question for sure.
That dude's apparently in 7 episodes, so I'm curious to know, like, how logic would dictate that he's pretty intrinsic to the story.
Yeah,
but it'll be interesting to see how much that plays into it.
Well, yeah, I think the interesting thing about this show is they have the opportunity, again, to kind of clean slate some stuff, right? Because, like, the DC universe, as far as the Lanterns went, it always got confusing to me, like, how many Green Lanterns of Sector 2814 we had. At some point, we just end up with more than any other sector ever, right? Because it's like, I can't even.
We're in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, we're in a very bad neighborhood. But, like, off the top of my head is Kyle Rayner. There's Guy Gardner. There's Jon Stewart. There's Hal Jordan. Jessica Cruz. That's like 5 at least, 5 right now. And most of them have operated at least in some sort of overlap capacity, right? And that don't make sense, right? So, like, I'm very excited to see them fill that plot hole in their way. But I'm also not, like, gonna be mad if it's different from, like, the way the comics do it, because, like, we all know they're gonna address the Guy Gardner question. Like, So I'm just along for the ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And Nathan Fillion is a fantastic actor too. I wouldn't say he's better than Jonathan Majors, but
He can play up and play down. He
yeah, he
knows.
can definitely play up and play down. He wouldn't have like what 9 seasons of The Rookie if he didn't know what he was doing, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like that guy is a charming individual and he knows his way around a camera, you know. So
But all that to be said, like I'm so on board with this show.
yeah.
I am beyond ready for what they throw at us. This is already the best piece of Green Lantern live action we've ever
It
gotten.
is. It is for sure. I got to ask the question that I've asked before on the show though.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've had our answer before with Peacemaker, because like it was actually a question that friend of the show Clark brought up a long time ago, which is like, is it awkward for the young viewers that the only piece of content that DC has put out that's appropriate for them to watch is Superman, and yet all of this takes place in the same universe?
And Supergirl.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Supergirl is barely kid friendly, by the way. Like that's a close one.
Look, I mean, we get
But
Jon Stewart having sex in this show, right? Like, it's very much a HBO show, if that's the way to put
yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm not being a prude about this. Like I love the show. I think everything that was in it made me feel like it made me it kind of felt like the way I like watching X-Men 97, right? I'm not going to say X-Men 97 is necessarily appropriate for kids to watch. Like that first season,
I
it was.
don't think it. We've gotten a Green Lantern.
I'm not trying to
Already,
be a
right?
parent about it
Right.
either. Like I don't care what you know. Yeah,
There was
but
a
we
Green
have.
Lantern that we got. Not saying the Ryan Reynolds movie. Like, there, Guy Gardner and Superman. There's toys of him. You can buy the action figure, the merch. You know, there's stuff out there for kids, but I think I go back to, like, this is that secret sauce, right? This is the X factor when you compare it to what Marvel's doing. But
Yeah,
this ability to not just tell these adult stories for the sake of being violent, like a Deadpool and Wolverine, right?
or
Like,
Peacemaker.
or not even Peace. I mean, I feel like Peacemaker season 2, you're getting some crazy themes there. Like, you're not telling an adult story just to use the F word and show blood, right?
Right.
These HBO shows are just on another level, holistically, on the type of material, the writing, the performance that they get for these 9 p.m. slots. That, you know, I think it'll be nice to have, once those kids grow up, to have this
Yeah.
this back layer, right? Like, I don't want to. And Jon Stewart's gonna be a Man of Tomorrow. Like, that's the other part, right?
Yeah,
That's
for
already
sure.
that's a known quantity. So it's like, you're gonna get him.
Yeah.
The kids are gonna get him at some point, but
I like, again, I'm not against having the mature rated content for sure. I think that as a kid, my favorite stuff to watch was the stuff that I wasn't allowed to watch. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason that RoboCop resonates with me better than anything else, because I was not supposed to be watching RoboCop, and that's why it sticks with me more. So I think that's the secret sauce. There is like they're making content that kids want to watch. They're just not supposed to on paper watch it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because like you got to admit, if you're like an 8-year-old kid and you knew you were a big Green Lantern fan, you
This
found
show
a
would
way.
honestly found like boring as hell.
You found a way, but you found a way to watch that. I wouldn't think it's boring. I saw Jon Stewart having sex.
If I was 8,
like,
probably.
Jon Stewart's having sex.
I don't know if I care about that at 8.
Okay, fine. Well, I mean, imagery sticks better, so like there's some crazy imagery and things that happen in that show. So,
well, the beauty of it is, like, at least to date with those shows, is like they don't make you question it, right? I watched this episode and I 100%, yes, this needs to be R-rated because it allows for these themes to be really talked about, right,
Yeah.
and explored, and it doesn't end like in a fart joke or a poop joke, right?
Sure.
Like they're making use of that rating per se.
Yeah. I also think that like I look forward to like because my favorite thing about comic book adaptations into movies and TV is it allows me to have conversations with more people. I look forward to like 20 years from now meeting the person that was a kid when they watched Lanterns
Mm-hmm.
and seeing the wonderful person that created. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully they didn't take the lessons from
But
Garrett
I will say,
Gillen's character.
God damn it, they both better be in a suit by the end of this.
I don't need that. I think they got the explanation for why.
Oh,
John, yes, John,
John needs to
yes,
be in that suit.
but John's just a man of uniform. You know what I mean? Like he's a. I feel
Yeah.
like,
I would even
we
go as
all.
far as say though the mask, but John doesn't typically wear the mask anyways.
I think that the show ruined the mask by having him tell everybody his name in the first interview.
Yeah.
The mask is pointless now. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
no reason to have the mask.
I mean, that's kind of baller though. He's like, I'm not even phased by humans anymore.
But that's like kind of Hal Jordan's whole MO through the entire show, right?
Mm.
Like he finds humans to be a nuisance,
Mm-hmm.
right? He finds the fact that he has to train John an incredible waste of his time. You could tell. He finds interacting with local law enforcement to be a pointless endeavor. Like he to the point where he's like, all I got to do is go to the bar, get in a fight, get my ass kicked, and then I'll do the thing. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to be as lawful as he can, but he really hates. He hates. What's funny is the constructs, and that is pun intended. You know what I mean? Like the constructs of human civilization, because he has to follow all these rules.
Yeah, and you would get it right. He's probably seen.
He's seen some shit, man.
He's seen some shit, but he's also seen probably the best of the galaxy, right?
He talked about how he just got done bringing the entire world to peace in that episode.
So,
like
of course, the shit that we're dealing with on a human level is boring to him.
Yeah, it's an incredible nuisance, and I think it's so funny the way he has such disdain for interacting with everybody, but he still chooses to like pose for photos and stuff like that because he understands that he is a hero to a lot of people, and I think that's really cool. But the important thing about Al Jordan is he is a very flawed individual that could potentially go either way, right? Like that's kind of like the story of Hal Jordan in the comics is eventually he loses his shit, and it's not good. So
I mean, as we wrap it up, the name Manhunters got dropped in the trailer. I've seen Parallax get tossed around quite a bit. If you had to pick a big bad, where are you leaning so far?
Well, do you know what the Manhunters are?
They're not Martian Manhunter, are they? It's not the same thing.
I hope it's not the same thing. But it, Martian Manhunter is a character in DC as well. But the Manhunters are part of Green Lantern lore.
Mm-hmm.
They are the first version of the Space Cops. You know what they are?
Space Nazis?
Space Sentinels.
Oh.
They're robots. They're
robots.
Really? Yes. They look a lot like Sentinels. They are Space Sentinels, but they're small. They're not like giant robots like the Sentinels. More like the Prime Sentinels in X-Men 97. You know what I mean? They're robots like that that were designed by the Owens.
Guardians, right?
The Guardians, that live on Oa. They designed the Manhunters first. That was their first attempt at bringing peace to the universe. Didn't go well. They realized there needs to be I wouldn't say a human but there
Like,
needs to be an emotional component.
Sentience.
There needs to be an emotional component to the job, right? Because that's why, you know, we hope and dream that all police officers are you know, are capable of compassion and empathy, because that is what's needed for the job. So yeah, does that make you less or more excited if it's going to be space robots?
I have a feeling the dad's the villain.
Macon
No,
or John's
dad.
dad? Oh, it could be.
There's definitely a military connection there.
Could
and they're going to probably answer throughout this. They should answer throughout the season, but John's obviously been training to be a Green Lantern before he even was picked, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
which is fantastic. That's crazy. To train your child to be fearless. What does that
crazy.
Even mean? What does that mean?
Like training before, granted, they knew the Green Lantern existed.
He's in grade school.
Yeah.
And they're training him for that.
Like,
is it before he existed though? Before they knew he existed? Or has the training been going on because they know he exists?
Either or, but the nugget of that like opening scene is like there's more than one bullet hole on that wall.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot.
But we don't know that we're not watching a rerun of that broadcast too. You know what I mean?
Sure, fair. But
we don't know if the kid's not like studying that video over and over again, whatever. But I'm excited to know. That's the point, right? Like they set us up with a lot of questions, and much like any episode of Lost, hopefully they answer a few of them, but then they bring up more in next episode for sure. That's just what happens. Lost, Leftovers, Watchmen. That's Damon Lindelof's like that's his dopamine.
Serialized television.
Yeah, that's how he gives us our dopamine. So
yeah.
I'm excited. How many episodes is the season? By the nine episodes?
8.
Oh, is it 8 episodes? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is exciting. I'm pretty happy to be watching this for the next 8 weeks or 7 weeks. Is there anything else coming out during this time?
I'm not watching it if it is.
Dang. There's nothing Marvel coming out?
No. Vision Quest, I believe, kicks off. When's the last week of this?
Probably mid-October.
This Vision Quest comes out October 14th.
Oh, nice. All right.
So they know what they're doing. Yeah, they know. It's almost like they planned it for us.
That's awesome. That's really cool. All right. Well, I look forward to more of this, but I know we got to get going.
Yeah. All right. That's been fun. Tune in next Tuesday as we talk about episode 2 of The Lanterns. But until then, true believers,
go buy NPCs.
Go buy NPCs.